COVID-19 has now been detected in 38 states and Washington, D.C. Coronavirus case numbers are up sharply in many of those areas. All of this just in time for the holidays.
It's a really important season. I think we can get together, but there are ways of doing it safely.
And Dr. Ashish Jha of the Brown University School of Public Health tells ABC that vaccinations and boosters are key. ABC's Karen Travers has more from the White House.
President Biden said Thursday as the Omicron variant spreads, his administration is going to, quote, protect our economic recovery.
I want to see everyone around enjoy that. I want to see them enjoy the fact that they're able to be in school, the businesses are open, and the holidays are coming.
The president urged eligible Americans to get their booster shots, calling it, quote, critically important.
Today, the president will speak at South Carolina State University's commencement. Thursday, he acknowledged the Build Back Better proposal is stalled, but he vowed it will eventually pass as talks continue with Democratic holdout Senator Joe Manchin. The FDA Thursday made permanent the option for women to receive abortion pills by mail. More from ABC's Dave Packer.
Up until the pandemic, the FDA had required women to go to a doctor's office or a clinic to get the abortion pill mifepristone in person. But because of the risks of COVID, beginning in April, the FDA stopped enforcing the in-person requirement for obtaining the pill. Now, citing its long safety record, the agency is permanently lifting in-person restrictions on access to the pill, also known as RU486.
It still needs to be prescribed by a doctor. Federal judge threw out a proposed $4.5 billion bankruptcy settlement for drug maker Purdue Pharma because of a part of the settlement that would have shielded the Sackler family from future lawsuits over the opioid epidemic. And the death toll from last week's tornadoes now at 90 across 5 states, 76 of those deaths in Kentucky after the body of a teenager was found in Bowling Green. You're listening to ABC News.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage, and should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart, or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Professional sports also dealing with a nationwide surge in COVID-19 cases.
The NFL tightening COVID protocols with mandatory masking and virtual meetings. 70 players testing positive this week or exposed. Cleveland Browns defensive lineman Myles Garrett criticizing the league's testing protocols.
They were saying that we weren't going to test going into, we were just going to go into the building, even though we might have a couple more guys pop up as positive.
And NBA Chicago Bulls head coach Billy Donovan.
Not every team was testing under the same premise that we were testing under.
Several Bulls players sidelined. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Some shoppers say they aren't finding the deep discounts they've come to expect from retailers this Christmas season. Shopping expert Heather Herzog says
retailers are now at the point where they're saying to themselves, we've had all of these deep discounts earlier. Now we're starting to pull back a little bit more and a little bit more.
She's with H Squared Research, a firm for registered investment advisors. Striking Kellogg workers off the job since October 5th could be making cereal again by Christmas. About 1,400 workers at plants in Michigan, Nebraska, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee rejected a tentative deal earlier this month. Union members must now approve a new deal that includes more cost of living wage increases. They've been on strike since October 5th. This is ABC News.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign, and only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Brian Clark, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the best. And Phil Sheehan and his team want to wish you and your family a happy and safe holiday this season. Be careful while you're out shopping, and stop by to see them and check out those big mowers you got on sale out there.
Good morning and happy Friday. It's a milder start to your morning commute. We'll see some patchy fog as well for the morning hours. For this afternoon, we'll see a partly to mostly cloudy sky as some more clouds arrive. It'll be a warm day today with highs in the low to mid 70s. Staying mild and mostly cloudy overnight tonight will be in the 50s for Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, a mostly cloudy sky still. Warm day with a few small showers possible. Rain showers are likely Saturday night. Those continue into Sunday. I'm meteorologist Zach Moloch in the Weather Center.
Well, this could possibly be the warmest day we're going to have in a while. This close to Christmas. It's going to be up to 70 right here locally, 70, dropping back to 53, lower than we are right now. And then it's 70 again Saturday, and looks like on Monday it's 50, 55 on Tuesday, and 58 again on Wednesday, and 56 on Thursday. So we're going to have warm weather, even for old Santa Claus to arrive in the area. Right now we have 56 degrees, and we're waiting to do the call-around report. Coming up here in just a moment. Right now we have these death announcements. Chris Stamey, 44, of Ellenboro, died Thursday, December 16th. Those arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service. Again, that's Chris Stamey. Richard J. Melson, age 84, of Rutherford, passed away December 14th at Hospice House of the Carolina Foothills. A memorial mass will be held at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Forest City today at 12:10, with Father Herbert Burke and Deacon Andy Salone officiating. There will be no formal visitation. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Service in charge of the arrangements for Richard J. Melson. Marvin Edward Richard, age 94, of Davidson, passed away December 9th at Lake Norman Regional Medical Center in Mooresville. Services will be held at a later date, and Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside will be in charge of that for Marvin Edward Richard. Harold Baynard, age 65, of Spindale, passed away Saturday, December the 11th, at his residence. Funeral arrangements are pending and will be announced by Harrelson Funeral Home for Harold Baynard. Grace Melton Black, 89, died Tuesday, December 7th at Rutherford Regional Health System. A service to celebrate her life will be held at 2 o'clock Tuesday, December 28th at First United Methodist Church of Forest City. Mask will be required at the service for the safety of those attending. The service will be live streamed on the Facebook page of First United Methodist Church or the church's YouTube channel. Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Grace Melton Black. Janice Laws Dyer, age 63, of Rutherford, passed away Tuesday, December 14th at Spartanburg Regional Medical Center. Funeral arrangements are pending and will be announced by Harrelson Funeral Home. Again, that's Janice Laws Dyer of Rutherford. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For the complete information on these and others as they become available to us can be heard this morning at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on WCAB, striving to keep you informed as well as entertained and inspired. From 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB. We're being kind today to Teresa Pobance. She's having a birthday today, works at Smith's Drugstore, and we hope Teresa's already off to a good start on her birthday today. If you know her, stick your head in the door back there at Smith Drug and wish her a happy birthday. Keep in mind, coming up at about an hour away from right now, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, we'll be drawing for the big money to be given away from the Chamber of Commerce Raffle drawing. That's 10 minutes after 8 right here live on the radio and through our YouTube streaming method, and it'll also be streamed on Facebook. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a big day for somebody, 3 somebodies, maybe more than 3, because supposedly they'll share that with their family when they win that. Bill O'Reilly Morning Update coming up in just a few seconds.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up from the NRIA.net studios in New York. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. Attention investors, want predictable monthly cash flow? How about double-digit annualized targeted returns with the benefits of real estate without being a landlord? Peace of mind comes from investing with a 15-year industry leader. Savvy investors are learning about the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund, and you should too. So please call 800-800-1414. That's easy, 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at NRIA.net.
On this Friday, it occurs to me that it's just 1 week before Christmas Eve, and the Spirit has not yet descended upon my presence. I tried listening to the Christmas song station, but have a holly golly Christmas does not do it. What is holly golly anyway? Sounds like a 1960s dance. Then there's Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Whose idea was this? What's next? Uncle Joe gets eaten by a shark on Christmas Eve? Who's in charge of these awful tunes? Satan? Then there's shopping. Afraid to go. Too many variants. They lurk and hide in the displays. Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, all wearing masks by order of de Blasio. The 3 wise men from Persia had to show vax passports before entering Bethlehem. This is madness. Now, despite the challenges, I will finally find the spirit of Christmas. I always do, because it's uplifting and necessary, even if you're not a believer. We are living in a secular world where constant gratification is the life goal of many. This is a bad place. And once a year, a season of giving reminds us of that. So beginning tonight, I'll read some Dickens, and I may even watch A Christmas Carol starring Alastair Sim, not Bill Murray. I'll find the Christmas spirit. Now this. Folks, I'm sure you've noticed everything's getting more expensive, and with all this printing of money, I'm concerned the dollar's end could be near. That's why it's never been more important to consider gold and silver. And American Hartford Gold is the only company I trust. So please call now and tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you for up to $1,500 of free silver on your first order. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Hello, Todd Kaiser here, morning phone jockey and weekend host here at WCAB, wanting to remind you of the reason for the season. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. From me and my family and all of us here at WCAB, we wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we thank you for listening to us right here at WCAB FM 100.9 and AM 590.
Pass it on. This time of upheaval is causing me to look a little deeper inside myself, looking for some goodness. And this is what I've found. I'm more aware of my neighbor's well-being. I'm saying thanks to those who help keep my life as normal as possible. My mail carrier, my grocery cashier, my delivery person. I find myself caring about others instead of just looking out for myself. And oh, my goodness, does it feel good. Goodness is in you. Pass it on. From passiton.com.
On December 20, 1883, a survivor of a scalping gave an interview with a reporter from the San Antonio Light newspaper. According to the soldier, imagine someone who hates you grabbing a handful of your hair and giving it a sudden jerk upward, and a not particularly sharp blade of a knife being run quickly in a circle around your scalp in a saw-like motion. Also imagine what effect that a strong, quick jerk on your hair to release the scalp would have on your nervous and physical systems. And you'll have some idea of how it feels to be scalped. When that Indian sawed his knife around the top of my head, first a sense of cold numbness prevailed my whole body, A flash of pain that started at my feet and ran like an electric shock to my brain quickly followed this. Then the Indian tore my scalp from my head. It seemed as if it must have been connected with cords to every part of my body." Unquote. Following the attack, the Indian who had done the scalping was killed, but his scalp wasn't returned. After the soldier recovered, he chose to muster out of the service, but his commanding officer suggested that the soldier was making a mistake by leaving the service. "Think," said the commander, "how surprised and disgusted some red devil of an Indian might be if you should stay with us and happen to fall into his hands. When he went to raise your hair, he would find that someone had been there before him." Incidentally, his commanding officer was George Armstrong Custer. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James Railroad Express has added 2 new sandwiches to their menu. Try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. And now, the new beer-battered fish sandwich. All come with sides. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Call 828-447-4644. Mondays only, hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
Now we're ready to round up the news this morning around our county, find out what's been going on. It's 16 minutes past 7 and 56 degrees. We're in touch now with Deputy Jolly with the Sheriff's Department to give us that update. Good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning. Doing good. How are you?
Good. Tell us what's been going on.
Okay. In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has answered 129 calls for service, made 16 arrests, and jail currently has 183 incarcerated. Also this morning off the incident reports, Anthony Jackson of Rutherford reported larceny motor vehicle. Jay Schaefer of Rutherford reported misdemeanor larceny. For arrest reports, Jimmy Coffey of Forest City was charged fair to appear on misdemeanor and child support. He's under a $2,000 secure bond. Julie Biggerstaff of Rutherford was charged fair to appear on misdemeanor, held under a $1,000 secure bond. Jeffrey Toney of Forest City was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor, held under $2,000 secure bond. William Harrell of Ballstick was charged with possession of a firearm by a felon, felony breaking, entering, and safe cracking, held under a $100,000 secure bond. Doyle Dizio of Caroline was charged with larceny motor vehicle parts, attempted larceny, and he is held under a $20,000 secure bond. That's all I got for you today.
Deputy Johnny, thank you very much for the report, and you be safe out there today.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. 18 minutes after 7, and it's Friday morning. Thank goodness it's finally Friday, friends. And we are being kind to Teresa Pobans today. Birthday is today. Works at Smith Drug Store.
Merry Christmas. This is Phyllis with Loveless Financial Group. Now let's talk about, is this what Christmas is about? We're in the Advent season. The church is all decorated. Our homes look like Hallmark. Well, somewhat. We're planning our Christmas family dinner. Ask the family. They'll tell you exactly what they want. We used to have the same old thing every year. Then I started asking, what do you want? Well, guess what we're having? Enchiladas and sweet potato cobbler, and I'll make a pound cake. We're planning our church dinner and excited to have all my classmates coming over for high tea. Well, no hats this time. Now that's what Christmas is all about. With my busy schedule, there's one thing I won't forget, and that's my time with my precious Lord. My church time is more precious than ever. With Dan's illness and COVID, we have not been able to go to church in 18 months. And yesterday, when Alice started playing Beautiful Star of Bethlehem, I sat there thinking, now this is Christmas. And yes, like many others, I'll have an empty chair at my table. I'll miss my sweet Dan this Christmas, but I'm so thankful for 14 Christmas passes and love, laughter, and precious memories. Love and blessings to you and your family this Christmas from Loveless Financial Group. Al and I want to thank you for your love and support this last year and wish for you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is Phyllis saying bye for now.
Thanks, Phyllis. Now let's turn to 911 Communications Center, and Amanda's on the phone to give us the news from over there. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
Well, in the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department 911 Communications Center has processed 361 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 45 for the emergency medical services, 129 for the Sheriff's Office, 45 for Forest City, 6 for Lake Lure, 25 for Rutherford, and 30 for Spindale. Hudlow Fire Department had a motor vehicle crash. Lake Lure had a fire alarm assisted by Chimney Rock. Sandy Mush had a motor vehicle crash, and Spindale had a motor vehicle crash, and that is all.
Thanks, Amanda. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, two men have been accused of stealing from a home of a man who recently died in Rutherford County. Two men are accused of stealing items from where a man recently died in Rutherford County. According to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to a home of a man up in Bills Creek area on Wednesday. Before the deputies arrived, the two men were actively trespassing at the time of the 911 call, stealing property from the home. Deputies arrived in time to find the suspect's truck full of items from the home, including catalytic converters. Deputies identified the suspects as Doyle Anthony Dazio and William Billy Mitchell Harrell. Dazio was taken into custody, but Harrell ran from the scene. Dazio and Harrell were both charged with breaking and entering, larceny after breaking and entering, safecracking, possession of a firearm by felon, and larceny of motor vehicle parts. Now let's check in with Ruby Taylor over in Danieltown, see what's been happening. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Alea Melton having birthday today and hope she has a nice day. Tomorrow, Colleen McGill, Hilda Crook, and Max Bride is having birthdays tomorrow. And Mr. and Miss Chris Glover and Mr. and Miss Bruce Mars have an anniversary, and hope all these people have a good day. Then Sunday, Ravonda Hicks and Karen Glover having birthday Sunday, and hope all these people have a nice day. Signs are in the arms today, tomorrow, and going to the breast on Sunday. Jim, that's all I've got.
You have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Well, we're going up to Fairfield Mountains Fire District this morning. Gary Wilson's on the phone with you right now. It's 7:23. Gary, good morning. It's Friday. What are your plans for the weekend?
It's Friday, 50 degrees, and ain't a bit of snow on the ground, so it must be a good day.
It's almost fishing weather, isn't it?
I don't believe it'd stick right now, do you?
I'll tell you right now, I don't believe snow would stick. I don't believe it would.
Going to have a little bit of a cool snap this weekend, and then next week, fairly normal weather. In fact, Christmas Day right now, long-range forecast looks like about 60 degrees for a high that day, so.
Wow.
Santa better change clothes before he gets yours.
He better wear his shorts.
He better wear his shorts, is right. But, we've been quiet overnight up here, though, no calls or anything, sitting on about 50 degrees this morning. Many times in December, you can see it's starting off at 50. Most days are, the high might be 50, but not the low. But we'll take it while we got it. Keep it the weather.
Yeah.
We had clouds in the sky this morning with the sun trying to come up, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty day, and up around 70 or 72 again today. Yesterday felt like summertime.
Did you have any fog up your way this morning?
No, everything's pretty clear up here.
Yeah. Was down here too, but they kept saying there might be some patchy fog out there, but I never did see any.
I haven't seen it myself, but there could be some spots. There's places we'll be at where we're not expecting it. But everything else is going along pretty good, Jim.
All right, Gary, I appreciate your report, and you have a great weekend, and go get your Christmas shopping done now.
We'll do it.
I'll see you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right.
That's Gary Wilson, always been with us a long, long time. 25 past the hour 7.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Well, tonight at 8 o'clock, you remember the story about Scrooge? Well, tonight at 8 o'clock, the Orson Welles Scrooge radio show will be aired tonight. You remember Orson Welles, a great actor of both radio and television. Well, that show, Scrooge, tonight at 8 o'clock, get the kids and the grandkids around the radio for that old-time radio drama of Scrooge. Now let's head toward Bostic, and Devern Upton is on the phone to give us the news from the fire district over there. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How are you this morning?
I'm feeling good. How about you?
I'm good. Well, we have 55 degrees over here this morning. Had just a little dab of rain this morning. The fire department had no calls. Don't forget, take your children out to Washburn Store Saturday to see Santa Claus. While you're there, you can get your Christmas candy. Hope everybody has a safe day today.
All right, Devern, thank you very much. I hope you have a great day and a good weekend. I'll see you next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
'Twas the time of the holidays, and all through the house were to-do notes left by my loving spouse. The lights weren't hung, which she found problematic. They were still in a box, somewhere in the attic. Then home from the store, my wife did appear. North Carolina Education Lottery scratch-offs in hand, and I started to cheer. 6 holiday scratch-offs to choose, what fun. I flew through my list, and now I'm done. This holiday season need not be a chore, because holiday scratch-offs are the gift that could be so much more. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.95 to 9.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Another season has come and gone, and you're still looking at that same sad-looking sofa or recliner. Well, now's the time to change the inside of your home to look as pretty as colors outside. And the perfect place to start is the Recliner Center. Right now at the Recliner Center, everything is 20% off. That's 20% off sofas, recliners, sofa recliners. If someone you love is having trouble standing, the Recliner Center has all lift chairs on sale for 10% off. All lift chairs, 10% off. Now, some of these chairs can take you from a standing position, then safely back down to a sitting position with no effort on your part whatsoever. Angela is cleaning out merchandise to make room for more. So now's your chance to redecorate your home and take advantage of the great savings at the Recliner Center. All lift chairs, 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. Angela is seeing folks by appointment only, so call 828-395-3562. Call her today. The Recliner Center. They're on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherford.
And you could possibly win one of those nice leather recliners from the Recliner Center on Christmas Eve morning if your card's here with us. Get it to us, Post Office Box 511, Rutherford. We'll have a drawing on Christmas Eve morning, and somebody will win a nice recliner from the Recliner Center. Now, what's the time frame on the mail? Sometimes it's a little slower this time of year. So if you think it won't get to us by Thursday, then hand carry it to us, and you'll still be in the drawing. Now let's check in with Bob Hodge over the Hudlow Fire District. Bob, good morning.
Well, good Friday morning.
Thank goodness it's finally Friday, friend.
Made another week, didn't we, there? And I can't believe it. 1 week from the day's Christmas Eve, so.
Boy, I tell you, Amagene's got to get those cookies baked for Santa Claus and get some cold milk for him to drink when he comes around the circle.
That's right. Sure does there. But I tell you, seems like it's come awful quick this year. Something there, but it seems more like spring. It is here Christmas here this time of year, the weather, but
it sure does.
But it's supposed to get a little cooler next week, I think. So maybe it feel more like Christmas there a few days. And Jim, up here with the fire department overnight, we answered one vehicle fire call at Whiteside Road and Rock Corner Road. And other than that, it's been pretty quiet up here. And so far this morning, things going along good. So maybe we'll have a And everybody just stay safe and be careful out there doing the Christmas shopping over the weekend. And, so that's about it. And, Jim, I hope you have a good weekend.
Bob, I thank you. And you and Imogen have a great one, too. And be careful out there. And I will see you back here next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. It's 7:30, just about 40 minutes away from right now. We'll be drawing for the Chamber Raffle ticket money. Somebody's going to win $8,000. Somebody's going to win $1,500. Somebody's going to win $500. If you've got a ticket in the barrel, it could be you. If you're hesitated and procrastinated about buying a ticket, I'm sorry, but somebody is going to win. A lot of tickets were sold. We'll see who it is. Clark Poole will be here with us in the Blue Room about 10 minutes after 8 o'clock. You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records, and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you, so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindale. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled A-R-Y-E-E. You know, I just thought of something. Somebody that you know that has a little business, small business, or even somebody person that might be struggling with their taxes or the bookkeeping, give them a 6 months or 1 year's service to IE Accounting. That'd make a great gift, and that'll make them happy and make your friend happy too, and make you happy because you've done something for somebody that's worthwhile. 7:32, here is Sue Price, now reporting from the Cherry Mountain Fire District. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you doing over there this morning?
Well, I'm doing okay. Hope you are. You're sounding good this morning.
Thank you. Feeling good.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I didn't have any calls from the fire department. I have one birthday on my personal calendar for Isaac Abbey. I don't have anything on my church calendar this morning. And First Broad's got a birthday for Donna Petty and Crystal Brackett Melton. So hope those two will have a good day. Happy birthday, Donna. And in my announcements, the Christmas program, that's tonight at the Golden Valley Church at 7 p.m. And then the Duggins Creek Church will be having a Christmas and candlelighting service and Christmas carols on Christmas Eve. And First Broad Baptist Church will be having a Christmas Eve service at 10 p.m. And in the blood drive is coming up Monday, December 20th, from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Golden Valley Community Club. All donors will receive a one blood blanket and a $20 e-gift card, plus a wellness check. So come on out if you can give blood and help out. It's always needed. It says give the best gift, the gift of life. And that's the only announcements I have. I reckon, Jim, is just quiet and calm over this way, looking for a good day. I hope you have a good day and a good weekend.
You too, Sue. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Cheryl, I've been talking to Tommy and David, the outside salesman at Henson Building Materials in Forest City.
They're going to help us navigate through our remodeling project.
Well, I know they have tons of experience, so we'll be in good hands.
Good hands is right. Even professional builders shop there because they trust the quality products and service.
And did you know they have a great relationship with our community, too? Oh, they're so nice.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
All right, let me clear the old frog out of the throat this morning. Move on up the line, up to Shingle Hollow Fire District, and Tina White. Good morning.
Good morning, and it is foggy up here in Shingle Hollow this morning.
Okay, that's where the fog is then. We're trying to find where the fog's located.
It's 54 degrees on the front porch, and the fire department has been quiet the past 24 hours. Thank God for that. Birthday calendars. Today we have Miss Teresa Poband on Pleasant Grove's calendar. I think she's who we're being kind to today. Hope she has a wonderful birthday. There are no others birthdays today. We have a Christmas play on Piney Knob Baptist Church calendar this Sunday at 6 p.m. It'll be the adult Christmas play. And then on Pilgrim's Way Baptist Church calendar, they have a Christmas program at 11 a.m. on Sunday, the 19th, and then a Christmas play at 7 p.m. on the 24th. Nothing big going on here that I know about this morning. We're just calm and trying to be cool and safe in the fog and counting down till Christmas.
Looks like you're getting around pretty good now.
Oh, yes, I thank God for that. I went to the doctor Monday and said the bones have healed, there's no more breaking, and just to still treat it tenderly. And I started physical therapy. And to all my physical therapist friends that are listening this morning, PT, I know that it really stands for pain and torture.
Oh, I've heard that, but it's for your own good.
It is. I'll endure, but I have had some pain with it, but I will just keep going because I want full range of motion.
There you go. Well, it'll be you'll have a brand new foot and leg before you know it.
I hope so.
Well, listen,
that's what I'm praying for and working for.
You have a great Friday and a good weekend, and I will see. Now, you won't be available tomorrow, I believe you told me, right?
Right. I won't be here in the morning, and we're headed out on a mission trip to give gifts and some food to some needy families in West Virginia. So that's where we'll be in the morning.
That'd be great. Well, I know you'll be blessed for that, and I'll be careful on the road, and I'll see you next time.
Okay. Everybody stay safe. Talk to you Monday.
Bye. Tina White reporting from Shingle Hollow Fire District. We are being kind today to Teresa Poband. She has a birthday today, works over at Smith's Drugs in Forest City, so happy birthday, Teresa. Let me brag on Hutchins Pest Control a minute. Don't let the pest bug you when Hutchins Pest Control is as close as a phone call. Honest, dependable, professional, and on-time service may be the reason they keep getting voted best pest control. If you have a pest problem, call this family-run business at 287-5171. Licensed in North and South Carolina and fully insured and bonded. Get a free estimate when you call Hutchins Pest Control and be sure the job is done right. That's Hutchins Pest Control. Call them today at 287-5171 and they'll be right there. Good morning, Brenda Kelly.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. How are you on this fabulous Friday morning?
Oh, I feel so good I can't stand myself.
Oh, goodness, I'm telling you. I guess that's a good way to be. It's foggy up here in Union Mills, too.
Oh, so all the fog's up on that end of the county then,
Yeah, must be. So everybody needs to be careful, especially around the creeks and places like that, because it'll gather there when it don't gather anywhere else.
By the way, before I forget it, you have a gift here that Tina dropped off for you. So when you're passed this way, we'll have that here for you. I don't know what's in it. It's in a beautiful Christmas bag. So you have a gift here, courtesy of Tina White.
Well, Santa Claus remembered me, didn't he?
Sure did. You've been a good girl, I guess, part of the time.
Oh, well, is that not sweet? Well, good. Well, thank you, Tina. But we hope everybody's having a good morning. I've got 50 degrees on the front porch. I have one birthday today, and that's Brian Cole. So I want to wish Brian a great old big happy birthday. Then I got one anniversary. And that's Steve and Ginger Root. They've been married 55 years, and he told me to tell you that was to the same woman.
I saw
Steve
him
ain't got
yesterday.
no sense.
I saw him yesterday, and he and Ginger are quite a good couple. I really love them.
Oh, yeah, I think the world of them. Yeah, of course, me and Ginger went all through high school together, and she lived just a few houses down below my Granny Lizzie Manfredo, so we've known each other a long time. And let's see, Friday, December the 31st, ring in the new year with Union Mills Learning Center starting at 5 p.m., food available. The cost of the meal is $5, and they're going to have various bands beginning at 6 p.m. and go until. And you do not have to. That's wrong. No admissions, what I'm trying to say. But they do have a tip jar available for the band. That's what I was trying to get out. So I hope everybody understood that. But I guess that's all I got going on that I know of. And so I guess you better go check on Luther Sweet Thing Gilligan.
You have a wonderful weekend, wonderful Friday, and be careful in the fog.
Okay, you too, and we'll catch you later.
See you, Brenda. Bye.
Okay.
30 minutes from right now, you will know who the winners are for the big Chamber of Commerce raffle ticket sales. We'll do that drawing in about 30 minutes, so 29 minutes from right now. So stand by. You know about the wonderful history of C.F. Reese & Son Company in Rutherford. 80 years of professional family-owned business. Now they're the new still dealer and open on Saturdays for your shopping convenience. Open 8 to 1 on Saturdays, so if you need a weed eater, leaf blower, chainsaw, or any of the other dependable Stihl products, come on by and make your choice. They have the new cordless tools from Stihl. Of course, C.F. Reese still does hydraulic hose repair and still your welding supply store. Do business with the family you know. C.F. Reese & Son Company, 832 North Main Street, Rutherford, now open on Saturdays. Hey, if you've been puzzled about what to get that brother-in-law or that son-in-law or your dad or somebody that you care about, how about a Stihl leaf blower? Go by C.F. Reese & Son today or tomorrow, and they got a great lineup of Stihl products, and that'd make a great gift for somebody. Maybe they'll stop borrowing yours if you'll get their own leaf blower, right? We're going over to Ellenboro now. See if Luther Gilligan's in the fog this morning. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great this morning, sir. Good cough. Waiting on the sun to come up.
Waiting on the sun to come up?
Well, I can't make more coffee on it. It'll come up.
I can't hardly hear you. I can't hardly hear you.
Read them.
What's that?
I didn't understand what you said.
I say I have a hard time hearing you this morning.
Oh, you put your glasses on. Yeah, we have a good day. Everybody's quiet this morning, nothing going on. Everything's peaceful. These probably only had one call yesterday morning. Another day, quiet rest of the day. Well, all night like that, everybody got to sleep the way it go out. It was good. That's what's going on there. So, you're way up there at the gym. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You doing okay? You okay?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, okay. Well, you sound like you're not feeling very good this morning.
Oh, well, I'm person up. Feel pretty good.
Well, you got to step alive. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Well, he didn't come see me no way.
Oh, well, I'll send a word to him to stop by to see you so you'll cheer up.
You can come by see me about February.
You have a great day and a good weekend. I'll see you next time.
All right, take care. Talk to you Monday.
All right, bye-bye. Luther Gilligan. 7:44, and it's birthday time for this Friday, the 17th of December. If you're having a birthday, call that in to us. Our anniversary, call that in to us, and we'll celebrate with you. And give you a big shout out, 287-3356, 287-3356.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you.
We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Hey folks, Farmer's Friend Feed Seed Supply is an amazing store. I can say that because they have what you need. From pet supplies to fire and ant killer to horse quality Timothy alfalfa hay, $14 per bale. Attention carp fishermen, they have C&J flavoring, only $8 per bottle. And they have oats for sale. Refill your propane tanks at the lowest price. Fully stocked with all your deer supplies and a great selection of farm implements. Need mulch? $12 per scoop. We could call it a superstore. Farmer's Friend Feed Seed Supply, 188 Whiteside Road in Rutherford.
And the gate's open over here across the road. They're already open, ready for you. Stop on by.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Breakfast is being served at Granny B's in Spindale. Boy, yeah, they got a great breakfast line up over there. If you haven't tried it, I encourage you to do that. Breakfast at Granny B's is special. Plus, they have those always delicious, freshly made daylight donuts that you can top it off with, or take a bag of those back to work with you if you're celebrating for the holidays. And remember, they do a great sub pizza, a great sub for lunch, and they got pizza over there that you'll love. Granny B's got it together for you and your family. Stop in over there real soon. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday wishes going out to Teresa Pobat. She's our Be Kind To person of the day. She works at Smith Drugs in downtown Forest City. Also want to wish Madge Modi a happy birthday. Brian Condry is having a birthday. Aaron Ellenberg also is celebrating a birthday. And Chris Callahan is having a birthday today. Brian Cole is on the birthday list today. And Stephen Gingeroop celebrating a big 55-year anniversary. So congratulations to this fine couple. Think the world of that couple. Now, if you know them, give them a call and wish them congratulations. Also on this date, 1935, George Lindsay was born. He was on the Andy Griffith Show. He died in 2012. Goober died, yeah. 1936, Pope Francis was born. 1945, Ernie Hudson. He's an actor from Ghostbusters. 1945, Chris Matthews, a journalist, was born. And some of the things that happened on this date, 1905, Wright brothers made the first sustained motorized aircraft flight at 10:35 a.m. at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. 1936, ventriloquist Edgar Bergen and dummy Charlie McCarthy appear on TV. 1989, The Simpsons appear on Fox TV for the first time ever. Never did see that show, and I'm happy about that. Wright Brothers Day today, National Underdog Day, National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, and National Maple Syrup Day. Todd, did you wear your ugly sweater today? Yeah. Now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB. Coming up, Keys to Confident Living in 10 minutes after 8. 8:10 this morning, the big day. Somebody's going to win some big money.
The Bible says, love each other with brotherly affection and take delight in honoring each other. Tooting one's own horn is often thought of as the only way to be truly discovered. After all, how will others know how great we are if we don't tell them? But such boasting may be simply a result of low self-esteem, or not trusting God to provide the recognition we feel we deserve. Did you ever strike up a conversation with someone and begin to tell them about your accomplishments and attributes? The person seemed to be listening closely, and they even appeared to be impressed. They said very little, so you drew the assumption that their pedigree didn't nearly come up to matching yours. Only later did you find out who they really were and how much they had accomplished. Did you then feel the rush of red to your face when you realized how foolish you must have seemed? Maybe this is one of the reasons the Bible commands us to delight in honoring each other. David Smith, author of The Friendless American Male, writes about Queen Victoria's impressions of her two most famous prime ministers. Of William Gladstone, she said, "When I am with him, I feel I am with one of the most important leaders in the world." On the other hand, she confessed that when she was with Disraeli, he made her feel as if I am one of the most important leaders of the world. Gladstone provoked her admiration. Disraeli, like a friend, provided nurture. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
Hello, Todd Kaiser here, morning phone jockey and weekend host here at WCAB, wanting to remind you of the reason for
287-3356.
And Washington, D.C. But with more tools available to fight the virus, Dr. Ashish Jha, Dean of Brown University School of Public Health, tells ABC.
I think Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I think it's possible to gather with families safely. The key in my mind is making sure everybody who can be vaccinated is vaccinated. People are boosted.
The CDC voted Thursday to recommend that Pfizer and Moderna's vaccine should be the choice over the Johnson & Johnson vaccine if people have a choice. They're citing a rare but dangerous blood clotting condition related to the J&J shot. Doctors, though, say the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is safer than contracting COVID-19. ABC contributor Dr. John Brownstein says,
we have to remember that data emerges and we have to pivot in real time as more information is collected. I think the CDC has a tough job to synthesize all the data, understand risk benefits, and make decisions.
The Department of Homeland Security today says it does not have any information indicating specific credible threats to schools following some vague threats on social media. ABC's Matt Gutman has more.
What we are talking about are rumors of threats on TikTok of shootings or bombings at schools. But those rumors have picked up steam on social media, with kids across the country being warned to stay away from school today.
And districts are responding in some areas. Some local communities say they're stepping up the police presence around schools. Former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer Kim Potter could testify today in her own defense. She is on trial for manslaughter in the shooting death of Dante Wright. She said she accidentally reached for her gun instead of her taser when Wright drove off during a traffic stop earlier this year. President Biden acknowledged the Build Back Better proposal is stalled Thursday, but he vowed it will pass. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill 50, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Plus, save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say Jill 50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Christmas and New Year's travel period is already underway.
If you're flying, the busiest travel days are expected to be next Thursday and then again on January 2nd as everybody heads home. Adit Demoteron at the travel site Hopper says domestically, the biggest destinations are New York, Orlando, L.A., and Vegas. And for those who are leaving the U.S., they aren't going very far this year.
We're still seeing more trips to Mexico and the Caribbean, especially since the Omicron variant news in late November. We have seen a decrease in bookings to Europe.
He says Atlanta, L.A., and Denver are expected to be the busiest U.S. airports over the next couple of weeks. Alex Stone, ABC News.
A Los Angeles Chargers player had to be hospitalized after an injury in Thursday night's game.
Donald Parham caught a pass from Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert in the back of the end zone on 4th down, but when he fell, his head hit the turf. The ball came loose. A teammate briefly tried to move Parham's left arm, but it was frozen in a bent position. Trainers and medical personnel removed his face mask from his helmet and placed him on a backboard.
Anytime you see that live and you're close to it, it impacts you.
Chargers coach Brandon Staley.
That's where our thoughts are right now, are with him. That's one of those things that's the tough side of the game, and he means so much to us, and we're thinking about him.
Parham was undergoing tests and imaging at a Los Angeles hospital. Todd Ant, ABC News.
After 3 months of this, the volcano on the Spanish island La Palma silent since Monday. Scientists hope this can mean the end of eruptions. This is ABC News.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
Brian Clark, ABC News.
Hello and happy Friday. For the day ahead, we'll see some rather warm temperatures for December. Our highs today will be in the low to mid-70s. We'll see a mostly cloudy sky through much of the afternoon. Staying mild for evening plans and overnight tonight. We'll be starting off in the mid to upper 50s Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky. Few small showers are possible, staying warm again. But then rain showers arrive Saturday night. More rain likely into Sunday midday. I'm meteorologist Zach Moloch in the Weather Center.
Some folks in our county are experiencing a little foggy condition up around the Shingle Hollow area. In Union Mills, there's some pretty thick fog, so please be aware of that. Down here, we're pretty cloudy, but we're going to be warming up to about 70 for a daytime high today. Right now it's 56 degrees, and the wind's kind of mild. And tonight, back down to 53, a little lower than we are right now. So it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, beautiful day for shopping. Just a matter of a few minutes now, we will be drawing for the big money. Big money. Those of you who bought tickets stand excited about that, and it'll be about 4 minutes away from right now. And we're being kind to Teresa Pobance today. She's having a birthday, works at Smith Drug Company. And I'll be back with that drawing in just a few moments.
Our biggest holiday deals are on now at Carolina West Wireless's Keep On Giving event. Save $400 on the new Samsung Galaxy S21, S21 Plus, or S21 Ultra when you sign up for select unlimited plans. Give the gift of better connection to everyone on your holiday shopping list with unlimited data that keeps on giving all year long. Just $35 a month per line for 4 lines. Receive a $100 Fanatic C code with any new activation on our premium unlimited plan. Hurry in to Carolina West Wireless to celebrate deals that keep on giving. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines, and November is Diabetes Month. Get 10% off diabetic socks for the month of November at Smith Drugs of Forest City.
Well, it's the popular Cozy Home Christmas Warehouse Sale. You've been knowing about this. Now it's time to move into action. They'll be there today and tomorrow. New items arriving weekly. Brand new collection of matching bath rugs and towel sets and many assorted colors. Tons of new Christmas throw pillows. Christmas kitchen towels, bean bags for the kids and big kids at heart. Those bean bags are nice. Bed pillows in all sizes, beautiful designer dishes and decor by the popular Biltmore collection. Folks, it's a great warehouse sale. Christmas hours every Friday, 10 to 4, Saturday, 9 to 2. Cozy Home Warehouse Sale, Duke Street in Forest City, right next to Henson Building Material. The drawing for the money coming up here in a couple of minutes.
This is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates, wanting to let you know that we have moved. Our new office is located at 245 East Main Street in Forest City. Come see us for auto, home, or your commercial insurance needs. Also come see me, Dwayne Hunt, for your Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage, or prescription drug plans. See us at Insurance Service Associates, now located at 245 East Main Street in Forest City, or call 828-245-5301.
I can contain my excitement no longer, folks. We got to get into it. It's only a minute early, but I want to talk to Clark Poole. I've got him hid away over here behind the big barrel. Clark, step up that microphone and say good morning to us.
Good morning, everybody. It's a wonderful day. Even though it's foggy, we see clearly how excited we all are about Santa Claus coming to town, you know?
It's a great time, and everybody's excited about this drawing today. But a lot of tickets been sold, and it's been great.
Well, it is a great opportunity for us as a chamber to have this kind of project that allows us to help people in the community, the businesses, the things that are happening here. But we're talking about somebody going to win $8,000.
Wow.
Then somebody else going to turn right around and win $1,500.
Wow.
And then somebody's going to win $500. But guess what? You went to bed last night not even having a clue that you were going to win.
That's right.
And now you're going to win. So, Merry Christmas again. I think it's great. And are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time. I've been excited since we first announced it was going to be drawn here in the Blue Room.
Well, I came here early, and I see people coming in bringing candy and fried apple pies. Jim, it's a wonder you don't weigh 300 pounds.
I tell you, it's a struggle.
Well, well, Todd, that's all right. It's a wonder you don't weigh 400 pounds. It's amazing to me what kind of service is rendered all year long by WCAB. So thank you. I know you hosting our event, but thank you for what you do every day. And thank you for being in their homes and making them feel better. And
we love our audience. We got the best audience in the whole wide world.
You certainly do.
Those of you watching online this morning, either via our website or on Facebook, you see this big barrel full of little red stubs. And everybody who's bought a ticket, the little stub with their name and telephone number is on it. In just a moment, when we give the countdown, Clark's going to spin that around 2 or 3 times, unlock that lock. You see it's been taped over here. Nobody can get into it until it's time. So, Clark, I think it's time to start spinning.
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, Clark Poole's going to spin.
It takes a little while because we're going to have to untape after we spin, but here we go.
You do a better job than Vanna White does on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, but she's a lot better to look at.
That's true.
You know.
Taking the tape off now.
It's not a matter of talent. It's a matter of optics and how you look.
Tape's off the wheel now. And
all right.
Have been
now,
taken up.
The first ticket we draw will be for $8,000.
First ticket is drawn is $8,000. Door is opening.
Door is open. And I'm going to hold on to the cage, and I'm going to reach down here, and I'm going to be looking at you the whole time, so I hadn't seen it.
All right.
This is the winning ticket.
And Clark unfolds it. You got tape around it. You got tape around all of those.
All of them are taped.
It's legitimate. He's taking the tape off right now. He's going to announce the name of the winner of the $8,000. And ladies and gentlemen,
I have to put on my eyes.
It is
Sybil Hauser.
Sybil Hauser.
$8,000 is the grand prize winner. I will be calling Sybil. All right, here we go again. Let's go.
$1,500.
$1,500.
That's a good win itself.
Well, Jerry Smith.
Jerry Smith. Jerry Smith's the $1,500.
I don't know if that's Jerry or Terry. Because somebody marked a J and then a T. But
let me see if I can read. I believe that's a J. Yeah, I believe that's a J.
Okay.
We'll call that number and see if that's right.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
All right, we got one more prize to give away.
We've got one more prize.
$500, and somebody's going to be lucky to win that this morning. You reach in and start him up one more time with his hands. Pull out another stub.
Looking.
And
no, I don't look.
Got it taped together. He's undoing that tape, ladies and gentlemen, for the final drawing for this morning, $500. And it is, well, there you go.
Wanda Early.
Wanda Early. Congratulations. Those are the 3 winners, ladies and gentlemen. Clark, read them one more time, if you will. Please let folks know who the 8,000, the 1,500, and 500.
Sybil Hauser, you have won $8,000.
Yay.
Jerry Smith, you have won $1,500.
Yay.
And Wanda Early, you have won $500. After the drawing, I will be contacting you by phone and letting you know what we need to do Monday to get you your check. So you'll have to wait over the weekend, but Monday we'll be ready to do that. And by the way, thanks to everyone who participated in this event. And one of the things I'm really excited about, Jim, is I get to buy a ticket next year.
You will, won't you?
Well, yeah, I will. I'm afraid if I bought a ticket and I won, everybody'd say it was rigged. So I didn't do that.
Well,
but thank you.
Thank you for all you've done for this, Clark, and all you folks that bought tickets. Thank you so very much. It's disappointing that everybody couldn't win, but that's the way it's played. But thank you for being supportive of the Chamber, and we will do this again hopefully another year.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, support the Chamber and stop by and say hello to him. And Clark's going to be leaving his position here at the end of this month. So if you want to stop by and say hello to him, wish him a Merry Christmas, do that. 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. And we have the Sheriff's Report with Deputy Jolly coming up right now.
Past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has answered 129 calls for service, made 16 arrests, and jail currently has 183 incarcerated. Also this morning off the incident reports, Anthony Jackson of Rutherford reported larceny motor vehicle. Jane Schaefer of Rutherford reported misdemeanor larceny. For arrest reports, Jimmy Coffey of Bar City was charged failure to appear on misdemeanor and child support. He's under a $2,000 secure bond. Julie Biggerstaff of Rutherford was charged failure to appear on misdemeanor, held under a $1,000 secure bond. Jeffrey Toney of Forest City was charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor, held under $2,000 secure bond. William Harrell of Ballstick is charged with possession of firearm by felon, felony breaking, entering, and safe cracking, held under a $100,000 secure bond. Doyle Dizio of Caroline is charged with larceny motor vehicle parts, attempted larceny, and he is held under a $20,000 secure bond. That's all I got for you today.
Thanks so much, Deputy Jolly, for that report. Another report from the Sheriff's Department. On the 15th of the month of December, Rutherford County Sheriff's deputies were called to a home of a recently deceased gentleman in the Bills Creek area of Rutherford County. Turns out 2 subjects were actively trespassing at the time of that call to 911 and stealing property from that same residence. Deputies arrived in time to find the suspects truck loaded down with items from the home. They are helping themselves to other people's stuff were Doyle Anthony Dezio and William Billy Mitchell Harrell. Dezio was taken into custody, but Harrell ran from the scene. Deputies also found cut-off catalyst converters in the duo's truck. So it appears the duo, which, when not breaking into homes of the recently deceased, may also be found lying under vehicles in folks' driveway, stealing catalytic converters. The duo was charged with a host of crimes, including breaking and entering, larceny after breaking and entering, safe cracking, possession of firearms by a felon, and larceny of motor vehicle parts, those catalytic converters. William Bill Mitchell Harrell is still hiding from us unless this is a change from yesterday. So anyone has any information regarding his whereabouts, contact Detective Ellenberg or Sheriff's Criminal Apprehension Team at 286-2911 or Crime Stoppers at 287-8477. They'd love to pay them a visit. And remember, when you use Crime Stoppers, you don't have to use your name. You can remain anonymous, and they'll work that out. All right, 17 minutes now past 8 o'clock. A couple of other stories from here and there this morning. Henderson County Sheriff's Office on Thursday arrested a registered sex offender for unlawfully being on a school premises along with his wife, who is a staff at Henderson County Schools. You believe this? Registered sex offender and his wife was a staff person at the school. The sheriff's office was notified that Jeffrey Lynn Walker, the husband of Maria Adina Walker, a staff member at Flat Rock Middle School, was a registered sex offender and had been seen in a vehicle on the school campus. Because it is illegal for a registered sex offender to ever be on any school property at any time, Henderson County Sheriff's Office investigated further, which resulted in the arrest of Jeffrey Lynn Walker. Well, sad news out in Kentucky. You've been hearing a little bit about that. On a single Kentucky street, tornado killed 7 children. One street, 7 children. Little red wagon was thrown upside down on a heap of rubble, a pile of boards and bricks, a mangled blue bicycle, a baby doll. Behind it, there was little more than a hole in the ground where a house had stood. Across the street, the tiny homes on this cul-de-sac were reduced to mounds of lumber. Clothes hung from the branches of snap trees. The walls of one house were gone, and the only thing left standing inside was a white Christmas tree. When that tornado touched down in Bowling Green, Kentucky in the middle of the night, its violence was centered on this friendly subdivision, where everyone waved at one another. Giggling children spent afternoons tooling around on bicycles on the sidewalk. 14 people died in a few blocks, 11 of them on a single street, Moss Creek Avenue. Entire families were lost, among them 7 children, 2 of them infants. Neighbors who survived are all stricken with grief they struggle to speak of. All around them, amid the ruins, is evidence of the kids they used to watch climb off school bus. It's a terrible, tragic thing. There is a trucking company. I do not have the details Tracy has that, and she was going to get that to me. There's a trucking company, I'm not sure if it's local or regional, but they were loading up a big tractor trailer to take out with supplies, and I'll give you more details on that probably Monday. So if you'd like to help do that, there's some local folks. I know one gentleman from our church is out there helping them restore themselves as best they can back to civility. It's a terrible, terrible thing. We don't understand those kind of things, but if you can't go out there and help, at least we can do at least pray for the families and those who lost loved ones and those who are suffering from loss of their home and their life as they know it. So in the meantime, be thankful for our blessings because we have so many. And it's hard to imagine facing Christmas time with that kind of devastation because it just seems unbelievable. Well, Rutherford County Library System's dream of bringing a bookmobile back to the county is becoming a reality in the near future. According to an article in today's Daily Courier last week, the Rutherford County Finance Department, county manager, and library director signed a contract with Matthews Specialty Vehicles in Greensboro to have a brand new bookmobile custom built for the Rutherford County Library System. Local administrators are hopeful the bookmobile will be complete and ready for service in late 2020 or early 2023. Local community partners include the R.H. Legacy Foundation, Broad River Water Authority, Hickory Gorge Foundation, Duke Energy Foundation, Friends of the Mountains Branch Library, and the Rutherford County Library Society. So that is good news for folks out in the rural areas who love to read and can't get into town. That'll be helpful for that. All right, it's 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. Sports update coming up here in just a few moments. We appreciate the opportunity to be able to share that chamber drawing with you live on our radio station right here, serving the needs in the community for 55 years now. WCAB has been a part of this community, hoping to inform, entertain, and inspire you on many different occasions. So thank you for trusting us for your programming needs. We'll pull away right now. Get ready for a sports update. The bottom of the hour, Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. We're being kind to Teresa Pobance. Had a birthday today, works at Smith Drug, so when you know her, give her a call and wish her well. Have a great weekend, folks.
Like Taylor.
You know, I wish people knew how easy it was to get health coverage. This new law has made it so affordable. I'm only paying $52 a month, but there are quality plans for even less.
New law, lower prices, more people qualify. Enroll by January 15th at healthcare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Tiger Woods' much-anticipated comeback from a serious SUV crash begins tomorrow in Orlando. Peter King has more.
A year ago, 11-year-old Charlie Woods was the talk of the PNC Championship.
He just roasted this one.
Fans will be watching him and especially his dad this weekend, playing his first competitive round since crashing his SUV and sustaining serious leg injuries that required several surgeries and months of rehab. That all began in February, and Tiger Woods has said he's not close to being ready for the PGA Tour. This is more of an exhibition, and it gives fans a chance to see how the older Woods is doing, and it gives them a glimpse into the future with Woods' now 12-year-old son. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
And I'm Tony Rixby in Raleigh on the North Carolina News Network.
Hello and happy Friday. For the day ahead, we'll see some rather warm temperatures for December. Our highs today will be in the low to mid-70s. We'll see a mostly cloudy sky through much of the afternoon. Staying mild for evening plans and overnight tonight. We'll be starting off in the mid to upper 50s Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky. Few small showers are possible, staying warm again. But then rain showers revive Saturday night. More rain likely into Sunday midday. I'm meteorologist Zach Moloch in the Weather Center.
Well, it's cloudy right now. We're 57 degrees, but the sun should be coming out here pretty soon. It's going to be mostly cloudy all day, but we may have some sun peeking out from time to time throughout the day today, and warming up to about 70 for a daytime high. Right now, 57 degrees. It's 8:30. This is WCAB Rutherford, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, serving the foothills of the Carolinas. Time now for the Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. And on the program this morning is Jonathan Kidd.
Hello and welcome again to Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. This is Mark, and I'm here with my good friend Jonathan Kidd. And today Jonathan wants to share with you the amazing journey in his life that God took him recently as he went through law school and saw the miracles of God and God's hand on his life. And then God brought him through law school, and he is now practicing law in Shelby with some of his friends there. And Jonathan's life is a testimony. I've known Jonathan since he was young, and Jonathan is an amazing person because he's one of the most humble people that I've met, and yet his gifts are so strong. He won't tell you this, but I will. He actually went into law school with a full scholarship because of his high academic performance, and he ended up graduating law school at the top of his class. In the midst of law school, because of his performance, he was actually offered an internship with who is now our Chief Justice, Paul Newby, over the Supreme Court of North Carolina. At that time, he was one of the Supreme Court Justices of North Carolina. And that was an invaluable experience for him as well. And I know he's going to share some of that with you too. But I asked Jonathan to come on this program because God did so much in his life through that journey, and God taught him so many things. And I know that you'll be blessed. I know that you'll learn as Jonathan walks us through his experience and God teaching him. And you know, a lot of times God strips us and God brings us to places where we just can't do it. And then we turn our heart to God, and God does it through us. So you're going to hear how Jonathan went through law school knowing Jesus Christ. So, Jonathan, go ahead.
Well, thank you, Mark. It's great to be here today with you guys and just share some of what God has done in my life. I know starting out, when I felt like it was God's will for me to go to law school, I didn't know how it was all going to work out. It wasn't like my parents had a bunch of money saved up for everything, but God just opened the door at every point, and like Mark said, I got a full scholarship, and all the glory goes to God. It was absolutely nothing that I did to earn that or anything. It was only God, you know, and his provision for me, even provided me a place to stay. Everything that I needed, you know, I just got married like a month before law school, and, you know, all my classmates were like, how are you going to make this work? but, you know, God just was right there to lead me through each step. Right. And, you know, growing up, going to a Christian school and learning God's ways, I know one verse that really was always taught to us, and it really helps me, you know, through law school, and it's in John 6. It says, it's written in the book of the prophets, they shall all be taught of God, have him in person for their teacher. And, you know, Jesus is the best teacher we could ever ask for.
That's right.
He knows everything. He can just help us through it. And I know, you know, starting out law school and everybody was, you know, trying to sound real smart in class and, you know, answer with these big, you know, huge words. And I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about. But I just started crying out, God, I want to learn you through this. I don't want to just make it through law school, but I want to really come to know you through this. And one of the first nights after class, the dean of the law school had come in and had this big speech about what is justice, and everybody was giving their opinions about what was right and wrong and how to decide it. And I was reading, not even thinking about what had just been said that day. I was reading in Proverbs 2, and it says, my son, if you will receive my words and treasure up my commandments within you, making your ear attentive to skillful and godly wisdom, and inclining and directing your heart and mind to understanding, applying all your powers to the quest for it. Yes, if you cry out for insight and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek wisdom as for silver and search for skillful and godly wisdom as for hidden treasures, then you will understand the reverent, worshipful fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of our God. For the Lord gives skillful and godly wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. And it just so encouraged me that, you know, God's the one that gives knowledge and understanding, right, and he can provide the answers. And, you know, when the teacher, I'm sure you remember in school being cold called, and yes, the teacher just says, well, Mr. Kidd, what do you think? Right. And it's just like you're just suddenly caught off guard. But and then it keeps going. It says, then you will understand righteousness, justice, and fair dealing in every area and relation. Yes, you will understand every good path. And that's where I just really purposed in my heart that I wanted to seek God and cry out to God for his knowledge, for his insight. And through that, you know, God really showed up and helped me and taught me, even though there's teachers there teaching me, but God was there to help me to make sure I understood, you know, what I was being taught. And I remember one of the first tests I had, because a lot of the classes, as I'm sure you remember, are you go through the whole class and then at the end there's a final. Right. And that final counts maybe 70, 80, 90, or even 100% of your grade. So you can do great participating in class. You can, you know, take all the notes you want, but if you're not doing well in the final, you're not going to do good. Right. And I just remember crying out, God, what do I study? Because there's so many topics. It was just, you couldn't humanly know everything for the test. And I just remember the Saturday before the test just saying, God, show me what to study. And he led me to certain topics, and I was reviewing those topics, and I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought, okay. And I felt like God told me, you know, you're ready for the test. And so the test came around, and I opened up the page to the big question that was the big essay, and it was exactly the topics that I had studied a few days before. And it was just amazing to me. It was like God did that for me. I knew God did that. It was nothing that I did, no understanding that I had of my own, but God had led me to that exact topic, and it just built my faith for the next test, and for the next test, that God helped me last time, he can help me this time. And even now in my everyday life, we all face challenges. We all face things where we don't know what to do, but God is right there all the time. And one of my favorite verses that I would read before every test, and it just really encouraged me, is in James 1. It says, if any of you lacks wisdom to guide him through a decision or a circumstance, he is to ask of our benevolent God, who gives to everyone generously and without rebuke or blame, and it will be given him. And I can say that that's true because God did that for me. Every time I asked him, every time I sought him and said, God, show me, what do I need to do? What is the thing I need to learn out of this case or whatever it is? God was always there to guide me through it.
And, Jonathan, you're, of course, when I went to law school, it was 20 years ago. But I still remember it very vividly. And just like you said, you have that one test that you were sharing about. In law school, just for those who don't know, law school oftentimes is based on just one test. You have one test at the end of the semester. You sat there all day in class, and then you have one test to get it right. And as you said, you can't possibly remember and memorize everything you just learned in the semester. And It's a miracle that God showed you exactly what to study. He showed you that question. And one of the things that stands out to me, Jonathan, that you said was that God taught you, even going to the Christian school when you were young, that Jesus himself will be your teacher, that he will give you the tongue of a disciple, and that all of his children are taught by God. And so when you're in law school, what I'm hearing is that when you're listening to the teacher teaching, at the same time, God is teaching you. The teacher's up there and he's speaking, but you're listening to God and what God has to say. And you have to read so much material. I mean, when we were there, that's all we did. You go home and read. You read at night. You wake up in the morning. You have your book. You read. But the whole time, what I'm hearing from you is that God was your teacher all of those 3 years in law school, even in the midst of having these high quality professional teachers. God was beyond that, the one who was speaking to you. This is what you need to know.
That's right. And I remember one of the next tests I had after that first one, the teacher, they were great teachers, but it was also, the tests were designed to, everything was done on a curve, so they they couldn't have everybody do good on the tests. They had to make them real challenging. And one of the next tests I had, it had 4 multiple choice questions. And so each one of them was worth a huge percentage of your grade, because if you missed one, then, that's 25% gone. And the questions were set up, you probably remember this too. It would ask a question and then it would say yes because this, yes because of something else, no because of something, and no because of something else. So even if you got the yes or no part right, you still had to get the second half right. And then the teachers would come along and say, well, there's actually a couple correct answers, but you got to pick the one that's most correct. And so just a natural reasoning, trying to figure this out, I did terrible with that. And one verse that, really God showed me is in Proverbs 16. It says, the plans of the mind and orderly thinking belong to man, but from the Lord comes the wise answer of the tongue. And as much as you knew in your head and much as you prepared, you still in the test had to say, God, which one do I pick? Because if you thought about it too much, number one, you'd waste time. And number two, you'd end up with the wrong answer. And just that was a huge everyday example for me, learning how to hear from God. And when I missed it, because I did, and then it'd be like, God, forgive me. I got thinking about something instead of really settling down to hear what you were saying to me. And just even in the evenings, you get done studying and it's like, what do you do now? Or in the morning getting ready, I just would sit down and read my Bible, and God would just speak things to me that would give me peace and show me, this is what I want for you to do today. This is how you can, keep your mind focused to sit there and study for 6 hours straight, or whatever it is, or sing, or whatever it was. And it would always just give me so much peace that it, people ask me, like, was it difficult, or, how did you make it through it? But it's only God. And because of that, I had the grace of God with me during that time. And like you said, I think it was after the first year of school, I wasn't seeking it out or trying to find, some place to go work or whatever. And the school came to me and said, we heard of some opportunities. Would you want to apply to work or to intern at the North Carolina Supreme Court over the summer? And, it was just God opened that door for me, met Justice Newby, and it was just amazing how it was an example to me of just the humility in his life and how he really tried to seek God in everything he did, regardless of all the intellectual stuff that, you know, people would say and do. He just really sought to hear what's the right decision here? What's the right way to approach this? And even through that experience, I learned God so much just with tight deadlines, and he would work us hard. But, you know, God taught me things through that even now I can use today.
Right.
And so that was, you know, a huge blessing for me too.
Yes, and you still have some contact, and you mentioned that he even would have Bible studies with lawyers and judges, and that is so impressive that he is so devoted like that. And of course now he's our chief judge over the entire court system of North Carolina. But that is really a testimony that first of all, that God opened the door for you to be with him, and you still have some contact through he has Bible studies that go throughout the state.
Yeah, he tries to just reach out, especially to young lawyers and just people that, you know, need some kind of mentor that's, you know, a lot of people don't have anybody that really can, especially from a Christian perspective, there's not that many people out there that really are strong in their faith. And so he does that to try to help, encourage people. And it's just amazing to see, you know, just knowing him, how humble he is and where God's put him. So.
Yes, and you know, Jonathan, you shared in Proverbs, and that's such a powerful verse about the plans of the mind and orderly thinking belong to man, but God has the wise answer. And I was thinking about you in law school, and you're sitting there the first day. It reminds me of me. I'll never forget it. This was at UNC Chapel Hill 20 years ago. At that time, I had a education degree going in. I didn't have any experience with the court system. And it seemed like when I showed up at law school, Jonathan, everybody in the room seemed like they were lawyers, the way they talked. I mean, they were not, but and I remember sitting in this huge room with all of these people giving the greatest answers that I've ever heard. I can relate to you. You know, day one, you're just thinking, listen to all these people. But I love that verse that you shared, because even in the midst of law school, even in the midst of people that are highly intelligent, and like you and me, everybody was the top of their class. But it's amazing how even as smart as a man can be, even having natural ability and intellect, God is the one who ultimately has the answer. He's the one who knows. He is wiser than anybody, and from him is the ultimate answer of truth. And you have lots of plans. You hear all kinds of answers in those classrooms, don't you? And
Definitely.
you know, you can analyze things, but when you just settled down and you asked God, it's like the multiple choice. You ask God, which is the answer? God would speak to you. And he is the one who has the wise answer. So, and I know that carried you through law school, and it's carried you through even now.
Yeah, I think one verse that talks about in John about how Jesus will bring things to your remembrance, and that was a huge key for me. It's just during school each day, God help me to hear what I need to hear today. Mm-hmm. And even if it didn't end up in my notes, because you can't write down everything that's said, but then you get on the test and it's like God would remind you, remember when they said this, and it would be what I needed to answer that question.
Right.
And even finishing up law school, you know, God helped me through that. Then the next test was obviously the bar exam. So you studied for, 2 or 3 months, and I studied hard, was crying out, God, show me what to do. How do I study? And one verse that really helped me through that time is in John 14. And it says, but the Helper, it's talking about the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he will teach you all things, and he will help you remember everything that I have told you. Peace I leave with you, my perfect peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give you. Do not let your heart be troubled, nor let it be afraid. Let my perfect peace calm you in every circumstance and give you courage and strength for every challenge. And I remember going into the tests, and I'd studied, we'd prayed, and everybody, all my friends and people, like Mark, were there encouraging me. But it got to the test, and it was 2 days. The first section was a 90-minute section in the morning, and there was two questions in that 90-minute section, but they didn't call, I'm sorry, it was a 3-hour section. You had 90 minutes in each. So they didn't call, oh, you're halfway or whatever. It was just straight 3 hours, and you had to manage your own time. And you can't take a watch. You couldn't, it was real strict. So you had to look at the clock on the wall. So I get going, and I'm, going at it, and I'm going through the first question. I needed to spend 90 minutes on the first one, 90 minutes on the second. And I'm almost done with the first one. I thought, this is going good. It seems like I'm ahead of time. And then I realized, and I looked over at the clock, and I had spent like close to 2 hours on the first question. So that left me like 30 minutes short on the second question. And it was like a pit in my stomach. Suddenly it was like, here you spent months getting ready for this. This one 3-hour thing is like 25% of your bar exam grade. What are you going to, but where God had taught me from all these other tests, and like this scripture says, let my peace be right there, and courage and strength for every challenge. And I just remember praying and just taking that second instead of, your fingers can only type so fast, just settling down and saying, God, you've got to help me. Forgive me. Somewhere I looked at the clock and got the hands mixed up and miscalculated the time, and here I am running out of time. And it was just totally supernatural. I just took hold of God inside me and asked God, and it was like he just started typing through me. I didn't even have to, spend as much time reading and going through it, and I did great on the test.
Yes.
And so that's how, even today, I may not have a bar exam every day, but in everyday life, we all have things where we don't know what the answer is. We don't know what to tell. Sometimes I don't know what to tell a client. Do you tell them to do something or not do something? And you got the voice of God and the peace of God that's right there to help tell you, this is what you should do. This is what you should not do.
Right.
And I'm just grateful for that peace that, we're learning every day through those tests. God was able to help me on the bar exam to have that peace, even when it seemed like a terrible mistake I had made.
Right. And I want to hear about your practice now and how God taught you lessons through law school, and those have carried over to your practicing. First, tell us what kind of areas of law do you practice? Or I know it's a big variety right now. You're the guy you're the newer guy, and you get a lot of new big projects and different unique projects.
That's correct. So I do a lot of criminal defense, people that are in jail or, facing some kind of jail time or, different things. And then I do some family work, not as near as much as Mark does, but a lot of just general stuff. Like you said, people call in and they have a problem with their neighbor or a problem, and it's it's new stuff every day, and it's not always that I have somebody right there, hey, have you ever done this before? No. And so it's like, God, what do I do? How do I help this person? And just learning that we don't know. I don't know the answer. Law school doesn't prepare you for that kind of stuff. It really doesn't. But this is what prepared me, is hearing the voice of God and knowing that God has the answer. And if I take the time to just settle down and ask him and not get out of that place of staying in peace, that God's going to be right there. And it's a great opportunity to share with people. I had someone the other day just in jail, and I was sitting there talking to him, and he just started crying and said, I didn't used to believe in God, but now I do. I'm trying to read my Bible. And, and I was able just to share with him and tell him about what God could do in his life. And he was I think he was surprised. I don't know that he was really expecting, me to talk to him about those types of things, because but it's just every day is hearing God's voice.
Yes. And Jonathan, the most important thing that I'm hearing you say is about your relationship with Jesus Christ. And when you started law school, you were by yourself. You left you had a nice little thing here with all your friends in Rutherford County and your church family, and you had your big family that you have here, your parents, and so you went to law school. You're by yourself there, and tell us a little bit just about just the relationship with Jesus every day in the midst of going to law school, and you're having to have those textbooks, which I remember just constantly before you. You're at a big university. You have a lot of people there that are in the world, and you're a Christian. But just tell us about how you walk through that, and even today in your practice, just that personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
I know one big thing that God taught me is we have to hear his voice at every point. And when we keep that before us, that God, I want to hear your voice today. I want to do what you want me to do today. And when I would feel like something's wrong, somewhere I got overwhelmed or whatever, I just remember even once being at school and they had these little rooms off the library, you could just go in, it was like a little study room, and I'd shut the door and I'd stop, put away all my books, and just say, Jesus, what are you speaking to me? And, a lot of these verses I share with you are ones that he spoke to me in times like that, where I felt stuck. I didn't feel, and I wasn't used to being, away from everybody for the week while I studied. And then I would drive back, come back on the weekends when and study at home. But God was teaching me that my stability has to be in God, that I've got to hear what's God saying right here, right now to me, and that's where I can be stable. Not being stable just because I'm around my friends or around somebody, but just learning, just on that drive back and forth, I would just cry out, God, help me this week. Show me what I need to study. Show me, what I need to avoid, because there's a lot that goes on in law school I didn't need to be a part of.
Right.
But God was always there, and just having that relationship to really hear at any given moment, what is God saying to me right now?
Very good, Jonathan. And I'm thinking of Proverbs 3 as you're sharing, and I know this is something that you have seen in your life. Proverbs 3:5, and it says, "Lean on, trust in, and be confident in the Lord with all your heart and mind, and do not rely on your own insight and understanding." In the natural, Jonathan, you're a smart person, and I've seen you. I've just seen your ability. I've seen you handle court cases. We've sent you cases that we couldn't handle, those cases that were difficult and unique. I've seen your God-given talent and ability is very great. But I've also heard your heart. And your heart is, even though God has equipped you with an intellect and skills and abilities, I have heard your heart today, Jonathan, that your heart is that you don't want to rely on your own insight. And I think that's a testimony, because I know you recognize that God has given you that intellect. My wife, you and I were just with her recently, and we were talking about doing this program. And one of the things that my wife Holly said that stood out to me was that apart from God, there's nothing good in any of us. And ever since she said that, Jonathan, it's just been ringing in me. Like there's God gives us these abilities, but apart from him, apart from doing Proverbs 3, which is that we've got to trust in him and not rely on our own insight, there's nothing good in us. And it's amazing, ever since she said that, it's just like I woke up and I thought, today there's nothing good that I can do apart from him. And the nice thing about that, when she said that, is it's so freeing, because that means that we don't have to do it. Yet God's given us these great abilities, but it's going to be him that shows us. And of course the rest of that was in verse 6 in Proverbs. It says, "In all your ways know and recognize and acknowledge him, and he will direct and make straight your paths." And then it goes on and it says, "Be not wise in your own eyes. Reverently fear and worship the Lord, and turn away from evil." And that is such a key, Jonathan, that God is working that in your heart. And I hear your heart, that God doesn't want us to be wise in our own eyes. We don't know how to help these people in the practice of law. We may know the law. We know how to look up the law. But it is God that gives us the answers. And I know as you continue your practice, and I've seen this in my life, as you have people come to you with their problems, we can turn our heart to God. We can actually know, as you read in Proverbs, it says that the plans of there are plans that belong to man, but then God has the answer. Yeah. And I know that's your heart. It's my heart, and as you said, I do family law, and you do some family law. Specifically, I think of that right now, that people come with just terrible situations. You've seen some of that, and when they come, Jonathan, with their broken relationships, then we can say, we don't know the answers, but we know a God who has all of the wise answers. And I'm sure you've seen that too.
That's definitely correct. And I think one thing where God's really teaching me is, like, for example, in a trial, you know, I don't have near as much trial experience like you do. And sometimes you can ask one question too many, and you can get yourself in trouble. And you got to hear from God. God, what do I ask? What do I not ask? And I was thinking of this verse in Isaiah 30 about how God is waiting right there to be gracious to us, waiting to help us. And then it says, your ears will hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. And that's where I want to be able to be, that it's not me helping somebody, but it's God through me helping somebody.
That's so good. And the nice thing about this is that we know when you walk into the courtroom, and I have this too, walking in, God, it's got to be you. You're the one here to help me. And I've had that too, Jonathan. You sit down at the table and you're in the midst of a huge trial. And I just finished one that went on for days and days. And in the midst of it, God is there with the wise answer. He's there if we say we will not lean on our own understanding, but we'll lean on Him. He gives us the answer in every single case, every single person's life. So anyways, Jonathan, thank you so much for sharing. Amazing testimony. And we thank you for listening today. Again, this is Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. And all of our radio programs are videoed. You can watch them. They're on our website. That is www.wordoffaithfellowship.org. And we're on this program Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:30 to 9. Thank you very much.
Get the first weather forecast at 6:05 here on 100.9 FM 590 AM WCAB Rutherford.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Health experts say the spread of the Omicron